right. Hey.
I really gotta sit and listen to his album. But I mean, I usually like Chris Brown.
Yeah, that
so
new Chris Breezy out, baby.
I'm a little behind.
You didn't even know this was out, huh?
No.
We didn't even talk about it last week either.
I mean, because usually he just comes on the radio. The
Right.
rare times that I listen to the radio or a song pops up, so it's always new to me. So
Oh, you
it
don't
could have
never
been
know.
like an old album.
You don't
and-
never know when it's coming up.
No.
Man.
I don't keep up really with album drops like that. I
You
know
didn't hear
I
the
need
singles?
to better.
Yeah, the singles.
I couldn't tell you when the single came out though. Like on what album? Because I stopped buying albums a long time ago.
I don't think many people buy albums. Everybody streams.
Yeah, I don't even stream whole albums, so you know I have to do better. I'm turning into one of them old people.
Already? You already? How you getting there already? You the youngest
I
one
don't
here.
know. I have an old soul.
I know.
You know.
That's true.
I'm gonna
That's
do
true.
better.
Okay, it's all good. Hey, let's just get it started.
Okay.
We get started, and you know what I'm saying.
Can I say welcome to the couch?
Yes.
I feel so.
You want to say it now, or you want to say it
Yes.
after? Okay.
Welcome to the couch.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I feel welcome. I feel welcome. All right. I'm gonna get it started. All right.
Okay.
All right. On the ones and twos, you have now tapped into the Deez Ninjas Podcast, and we are so glad,
So glad.
so glad that you came to kick it with us. I am Club Dynamite, the coolest ninja you know, and this is a real ninja roll call. Taz, how you doing?
What up, what up, what up?
What up, what up, what up? It's summertime.
Yes, it is.
Summertime. Glad that you're here.
And it's hot and humid
Hey, it is.
in LA.
It is. It's hot and humid.
Man,
That's not like
That's
normal
not
for
normal
us.
here.
Yeah, you
No.
feel like it's the South or something.
yes.
You feel like
And
you
I'm
in
miserable.
ATL? This the ATL?
Yes. And I'm miserable. I could do heat. I don't do humidity very well.
Oh yeah, I feel that.
So,
I'm sweating right now.
man.
Let me give a quick shout out to our ninjas that's not with us today.
All right.
I want to give a shout out to What Up Vern.
What up?
I want to give a shout out to Vacation Barb.
Hey,
I
girl.
want to give a shout out to Nikki Savage.
Savaging
And I want to give a shout out to Shanni Love.
on that love tip.
What up, y'all? Love you. I want to give a shout out to everybody that taps in with us, that listens to us, watches the podcast, shares the podcast, thinks about us, prays for us. You are appreciated.
You are appreciated. I would sing, but I have only a shower voice.
Oh yeah, I got a crazy shower voice.
Really?
I'm with the best of them in the shower. I hit them lows.
See, I'll be getting them highs, like them El DeBarge highs.
Yeah.
Like,
I got a mean falsetto too.
really?
Mean in the shower. In the shower.
Mine's be so crazy. My mom be coming to knock on the door sometimes, like, "Hey, been here watching TV," but I
She's like, I hear you in there singing like a hummingbird.
I lived so long by myself that I'm not so aware sometimes of how loud my music is and me singing.
So you get extra comfortable.
Yeah.
You get in your zone.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with being in your zone.
It is to her when she's watching something.
I'm like that too, but I don't have to worry about that extra,
Right.
that extra factor. I get in my zone. I sing, dance, whatever I want to do. I'm about to start. I was thinking about doing some little TikTok videos, but I don't think that's for me.
It's definitely not for me. I still don't have a TikTok.
Really? TikTok is crazy, man. Do you watch Instagram Reels?
Rarely.
Rarely?
Somebody usually has to send it to me or be in someone's story that I'm watching.
What's your favorite? What's your social media choice? What's your favorite? Where are you at?
to
Where
look at?
Where can people find you? Mostly, if you're on social media, what are you doing? Which one? Not TikTok, clearly. Facebook,
IG.
IG.
I would say I'm more of an IG person.
Yeah.
I've kind of gotten away from Snap, and I mostly only do Facebook because of family. But
yeah, I don't really do Facebook. Like I said recently, I went on there and didn't know what was going on. So I do mostly IG.
yeah,
I lurk on Twitter, but I don't tweet much.
I'm trying to get better at the Twittering.
Whenever I feel like think of something cool, I never think about Twitter. Like when I think of like little cool, I never think about Twitter.
I feel you. Like I don't really hop on Twitter that much.
And that's when I need to be on Twitter.
You know, when I do, a lot of times I like when I'm watching something that I know everybody else is watching. You know, like that thing that everybody's waiting to see. That's the best time. Yeah. That's the best time. Like I don't like doing it when it's on Facebook or Instagram because I feel like it's much slower than the responses on Twitter.
Twitter keeps up like for stuff like you said, like everybody's watching like something like appointment TV kind of stuff. Like everybody tapping in. Sports is real good for that. You don't watch sports.
Not really.
But sports is real good for that because everybody's watching that at the same time. That's one of the last things that we have that everybody all watches at the same time, right? Like when that Game of Thrones come around, I think people are going to be on that. Sorry, you're going to probably miss it, but
it's okay.
I think you would probably like it if you watched it. You shake your head, but you're speaking from a
it's just not my cup of tea.
You don't even know what it is.
As in like, okay, so for me, I think we've discussed this before. For me to watch something like the reel or the commercial to it, like, you know, all the lead ups have to spark an interest. Even if it's a little interest, it has to spark something. And in all the times that I've seen the trailers to them, nothing has ever sparked me to want to sit down and even try it.
It's a weird thing because it's one of those shows that you perceive it a certain way until you watch it. Like when you watch all of those kind of things, unless you're like for the new one that's coming around, the House of Dragons, I think, we already understand, you know, fans. And I'm a new fan. I just watched it this year, right? But people understand like what it is, so you understand what you're seeing in the trailer, right? But before it just looked like some Dungeons and Dragons shit. That's what it looks like. I'm sure that's the perception. That's my perception. I'm sure that's your perception. And that's most people's perception in watching it, right? Is that like Dungeons and Dragons, okay, in a whatever form it is. But that's not what it is.
But you know, I felt the same way about The Handmaid's Tale. And I still haven't seen that, where people would tell me like, no, the show is dope. And I'm like, the trailer does not spark my interest, so it just...
No, I get it. I kind of, because I was there. I told you, I just watched it. It's been that show has been over for probably like 3 years.
And I don't want our listeners to think I'm just so close-minded, but there have been shows that where people have told me that, and I start like the first couple of episodes, and I'm like, nope, I still get the same vibe that I did with the trailer, where it just doesn't pique my interest.
Yeah, but sometimes I don't want to I'm not attacking at all. So don't take this as an attack.
That means he's about to attack me.
I'm not about to attack. I'm not. I promise. But sometimes you'll watch stuff to help the demographic, right?
Right.
Does that stuff always be good? Because a lot of this stuff, like, it's just like higher quality stuff than a lot of that stuff.
What I will say is, I am more prone to try something that did not pique my interest to help the demographic, as opposed to something else.
Speaking on that, like we,
you know, I know what you're trying to say, but that doesn't mean I will stay into it. You know, because unfortunately, I feel like if you don't with our demographic shows, it just adds to why we don't get nothing on TV. But that doesn't mean that I stick with it either because of the demographics.
I still want quality.
Yeah.
You know, so like I'll may check something out, but if it ain't it, it ain't it.
But that's what I'm saying. It can still, for me, even when it's our demographics that does it, it sometimes can still be quality, but the storyline doesn't pique my interest, and eventually I'll fall off.
I don't mean just like look quality, because some different things have different looks, and it may look like not quality and be a quality show. Right. So I'm not judging it on the production.
I know what you mean by quality. I'm just saying, like, even if it's a quality show that's put out by Black people, guys, or the majority of the cast is Black.
That's the demographic. It's our demographic.
I still won't watch it after so long if the storyline doesn't pique my interest. Because there have been shows like that where it's just been like, okay, but it ain't rocking for me.
I got you. All right. Like I said, I wasn't like attacking. I just know
he was attacking me. Y'all, they attack me behind the scenes all the time.
I just know sometimes you'll watch some of that stuff. So I was, just trying to get a gauge.
Yeah.
Just trying to get a gauge. All right. How was your week?
At summer school this week. I can't wait for it to be over. You know, I got a lot going on.
You back in school. She
back in school. And then, you know, I got reunions coming up and all of that. So my weeks have been really impacted, but they've been hard because of the humidity. Like, either I'll come straight home and want to take a nap, but my nap turns into hours. And so now you've thrown your sleep cycle off, or I can't go to sleep. And because it's so humid, I'm still not falling asleep till like 2 a.m. and still got to get back up because I got to go to school. So It's been rough.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. How about you?
Me, I'm putting myself through like a little mini boot camp right now.
Okay.
So that's what I'm on. And I'm preparing myself because I'm getting ready to do like a juice smoothie cleanse.
Okay.
For like probably like 21 days or something like that. So I'm trying to get my mind right for that.
You know, I couldn't bring myself to that, but you know, with my class reunion around the corner, I've been really trying to, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
get it in.
I like to eat, so I have been compiling a menu of smoothies and juices
to get you through.
That's a nice variety that's going to keep me satiated, but it's going to give me, it's going to do what I'm trying to do.
Okay.
All right, and so
more power to you.
We're going to cross fingers. I'm not going to start this till like probably next week. I got people coming in town and I'm not going to even.
You like, I'm not even going to set myself up for failure.
I'm not going to, I'm not going to
I never understood why people do that. Like, they'll know what their schedule is looking like and they will still start and then be like, damn, I got to start all over. I'm like, well, you just didn't wait. You already knew what was about to go down.
Now,
like,
I'm not going to be crazy when they hear. You know, because I know what, like I said,
right,
I'm preparing
you can still
myself.
Pace yourself.
I'm preparing myself.
Yeah.
Right. And I may start somewhat. I may, start the ratio, during this time while they're here. But I'm not going to commit myself to that.
Makes sense.
Not right. Yeah, because that's just setting myself up for failure.
Right.
And I'm not with that. Even though failure is good, this is not what I think failure is good for. You know, like when they say you learn from failures, I'm going to just learn that I failed. If I fail on this, I'm going to learn what not to do. So I did learn something. All right.
I feel you.
Right? Yeah.
Well, good luck with it.
That's the vibes.
Because I failed. I started back doing the intermittent fasting. And I've just really come to terms with it does not work with my work life. Because like I would say, like I'm only eating from 10 to 6, right? Mm-hmm. So about 10 is usually my break time. But I've already been really up moving and stuff. So I'm really hungry by that time. I don't know. I have this thing of eating before I leave the house and then not really eating the whole time I'm at school. Okay. So it's a little hard for me to maintain eating 10 to 6. And even if I move my intermittent fasting up to, okay, well, I'll start eating at 7 and then cut it off earlier, that does not work with my life schedule. It doesn't work with your schedule. Yeah, so it's harder.
You couldn't just do a slightly different schedule that works better?
I haven't found one that works with my work schedule, is what I'm saying. Like, not for intermittent fasting. I still eat healthier, so.
Hey, my healthy people, hit up Taz, you know what I'm saying? Put her up on game. Like, help her with that schedule.
So I've just been learning, though, to just continue eating better and walking more so that I can still maintain that, because it's just that schedule just, no.
Okay, I get it. It's a thing, but it's a schedule. You got to figure out what works best for you.
Yeah.
Work it out. Oh, all right. Oh, there's my remote over there. Okay. Looking for my remote. Okay. Let's get into the week. Let's
get into it.
Real to real. Last week was like really heavy week. So I'm not trying to be heavy this week.
That's fine.
You cool with that?
I'm cool with that. Look, my voice is already going out like Ray J's. I needed some tea.
So
should have had my tea.
So we probably, if it's heavy stuff from this week y'all want us to talk about, probably not gonna do it. Probably not gonna do it. We're gonna keep it light this week, and we'll get back to that little medium next week. All right. First, you and Extendo.
Yes.
Y'all went to the Tupac spot, man. Tell me about it. Tell me about
Okay, so I want to say it's called Power Mecca. I hope I'm saying it right. If I'm not, y'all forgive me. Don't judge me. Okay, let me give a little backstory. We were supposed to go to the museum.
Right.
And I was hype. I want y'all to know I was hype, right? Change of clothes hype. Like, had my Tupac shirt.
You had your Tupac outfit?
Everything. We get there only to find out.
I see you bandanaed up again.
You know what? Don't start with me. We get there only to find out that the museum is not open on Wednesdays. Apparently.
Well, is it closed? It's about to close, right?
Yes. So I don't know why it wouldn't just be open all the time knowing you guys are getting ready to close.
Okay.
And I was a little bothered because I went online and I didn't see that it was closed on Wednesdays.
Right.
And Google said it was open. So, you get there.
So you did your Googles.
Yeah, I did my due diligence.
Right.
Only to find out they were closed. So we decided, okay, we'll still try out the restaurant because it was supposed to close on Thursday, but they've extended it another week. So all our people out here in LA, if you want to go try it, just still got some time. Yes, for another week.
Dope.
So I liked it. But I will say my opinions are skewed because, I like anything too.
I do not. And I have some questions. But I want you to tell me about it.
I like the aesthetic of it. I liked how, because I've been to fixings when it's just fixings, So
that's where it was. It was a pop-up at Fixins.
Yes.
Oh, all right.
So automatically when you walk up, you do see a difference that you don't see when they're there because they have the whole Power Mecca, the colors and the whole thing when you first walk up.
Okay.
So like it has this whole thing where it's like that, where it tells you it's a place to, I think it's parlay and play they got a whole little saying behind it, right? So you see all that when you're coming up. Then when you go in, you're seeing Pac, you're seeing like the big thing of the rose that grew from the concrete, which for me, that is my favorite poem and my favorite saying. So, I was already in heaven when I got there. So,
So these like statues or?
They're like big boards that are there as if it's like the signs.
Okay.
So they cover like the windows. So instead of you just seeing if you've ever been to Fixings, instead of you just seeing your normal, Fixings
you see that
thing,
like in the window?
Yes.
Okay. When
you're first walking up. And then you see it all throughout when you get in. And then they got Tupac playing on the screens, but they're playing regular music. It's not like you're just in there and all you're hearing is Tupac. Because when I walked in, they were playing DMX.
They what?
Yeah, so.
Not Tupac all day?
No.
All...
Now, I thought that would have added to the ambiance, though.
I'm thinking they should have been playing like the unreleased shit.
I agree.
All the stuff on the mixtapes, all the little stuff that people was like, Tupac didn't want this to come out. All that shit.
Yes, that's the only thing I would have said that would have been better for me. And I feel like I know that's skewed because it's me. But I felt like if you were going to go all in, I think the music should have been Pac also.
Okay. All right. How was the food?
The food was good. But I also, again, skewed because I've been to Fixins before and I liked their food.
So it's just Fixins?
Right.
So was it a special menu?
Yes, they did have a special menu. Now, okay, I will critique this. I was a little disappointed.
All right.
So...
Is this Fixin' food we about to critique?
No, this was part of the menu. Gotcha. Okay. If you've been to Fixins, when you order your drinks, it's usually a nice size drink. Okay. So I've done it before. The cost don't bother me because I know I'm going to be happy when it's over. So on the drink part, they had a Thug Passion. They had, something else. And another type of drink.
Was Thug Passion, Alizé?
Yes,
and
it was. They actually had it based on, I don't know if I know he said Alizé. And that it made me think that I don't think they went all the way with the drink. But we had a specialty drink that was on there, right? Because we were like, well, we going to go all in, right? For $15.
Shit was wig.
They bought our drinks out in these little like champagne flutes. Like, will you be?
Wig.
Yes, I was like, so my next drink gonna come off the regular drink menu, right? Because I'm not gonna keep paying for
no games.
Right.
We're not playing no games.
Because the type of drink we ordered, you would have thought like you was gonna get a regular glass, and it wasn't like we ordered no foo-foo
So it's
drink.
like a baby drink.
Yes, and like these little ass flutes where you just sip it for $15.
Y'all got.
We did. So that was the only part of my meal that I wasn't happy about. The meal itself was good. Like, what did I have? I had the catfish and some red beans and rice and macaroni and cheese, Okay.
All right. Now, this is what I want to know.
Mm-hmm.
How did Tupac get involved with this restaurant?
So before he died, this was something he wanted to do. So it was just really them following his vision of the restaurant. And they're doing pop-up visions other places.
Who did this go through? Like, this was
apparently this was in the works before he died. Like,
okay,
yeah, so they just have followed through with that and they've done pop-up shops.
All right, that's what I'm trying to figure. I'm like, how did Tupac? They would, man, this the Tupac restaurant. I'm like, what do you mean the Tupac restaurant? So Tupac wanted to open a restaurant.
Yes, and this was his, his scheme, it put.
So it was gonna have him all over the restaurant like it did.
I doubt if he was still alive, it would have been.
Right.
But I think that was partly just the
that was just the marketing.
Him. Yes,
I'm just wondering if y'all got with a good scheme, like a good marketing scheme.
No, because I'm actually going to tell you, they actually did it. No, actually, I looked it up before because I was
somebody what you mean? Like this museum is going. We're gonna do this Tupac restaurant.
No, because they've actually done the pop up of the restaurant in other places.
Oh, that's what I'm asking.
Right, and so he said like his vision of it was to be a place for people with power to play and parlay, and that's what they maintained with this restaurant. Oh. So you see that throughout there. That was something that he had envisioned before, because E40 was talking about on an interview one day how Pac had the vision that now people are doing. People are getting into these type of businesses. Right. But he said when he came to us before and like we should do this and put our money into it, people wasn't seeing.
See what it was. What it was also is back then, people were still getting stigmatized for having like bigger ambitions, right, like in hip hop. Like we still were looking at you like you were selling out when you started doing like bigger stuff and start getting the commercial, like the commercial success. That's part of what happened to MC Hammer.
Right. That is very true.
MC Hammer started to get like more success. He started getting commercials and people started talking.
And the doll and the cartoons.
All of that. But when people, which was probably essentially jealousy on some level, we hadn't attained that level yet, but he had, and people just talked him down, for it. So
right.
We couldn't do that once upon a time. That's been an evolution and a growth that, fortunately,
that they came to, and that was something that, like I said, E40 was talking about. That Pac saw like there are avenues that we can, keep this money going and go into other ventures and really make this big. And his restaurant was one of those things. And he wanted people to put into it, but then unfortunately he died. So They just kind of kept that going. And so I like it.
Okay. And it was you and Extendo went and did that?
Yeah.
But no museum?
No.
And the museum is closed now?
No, the museum's supposed to close apparently end of August.
Oh, all right. So we still got time to go to the museum.
Yes, our plan is to go the week after I get out of summer school so that I don't have to feel like I got to rush from work to go do it.
All right. We'll talk off air.
Okay.
I might be down to do that.
Yeah, but the restaurant is still worth. So again, people, if that was something you wanted to do and you just ran out of time, it's open for another week. The food is worth it. Like I said, I like the ambiance. But if anybody out there is listening and they have a hand in that.
Hey, buy your drinks off the regular menu.
No, that wasn't even what I was going to say. Those who are in control of the pop-up, I think you might want to think about the music aspect a little different.
And play Tupac music.
Yeah.
Right. Or at least Death Row.
Right. And I don't even think I heard. You know what? I don't think I even heard a Death Row song while I was in there.
Oh, yeah, they dropping the ball.
Or Pac. I just saw Pac on the screen.
They dropping the ball. You got to at least have a Death Row. That's crazy. You not playing Tupac?
No.
And then, like, they were saying that they put DMX out there to replace Tupac. So that...
You think so?
That was what kind of people were saying.
Because weren't they out at about the same time and he just kind of blew up more after Pac died?
Not so much. He was more like... He was around in New York. He was a popular figure, an entity, but him coming around and like the signing and all that kind of was all like post Tupac.
Gotcha.
Like, yeah.
I mean, the only thing I would say that they had in line and that I appreciated about DMX is that I felt like the same thing I told you I liked about Pac is that they represented the fact that we are just different. Like, we not all one way. So you'll get a party track from DMX. You'll get a heart type of track.
The contradictions within us.
Yeah, and I appreciated that, and that's what made me like DMX too, because you had the many layers of a person, Right. So I like that.
Got the part that barks. DMX a legend, but he did bark.
For real.
He did. Like, that's what I'm like, is this nigga barking? This nigga bark.
I'm not doing this with you.
Shout out to the legends, though.
Right. Yep.
All right. Let's see. All right. Shout out to Ketanji Brown.
Yeah.
For becoming the first Black woman to actually be sworn in on the Supreme Court.
It's official.
We could have definitely had that, needed that to happen like a couple weeks ago.
It wouldn't have made a difference, though.
If it, all right.
Because she just replaced.
She replaced another conservative, just Ruth Bader Ginsburg, right?
No. She replaced
a
guy that's retiring off the bench. I can't think of his name right now, but he was definitely on the liberal side.
What's the name? Replace Ruth?
Yeah.
The dummy.
Yeah.
Got it.
She replaced another kind of like liberal-leaning judge on the court that's retiring.
There's another judge that's retiring, or that retired. Did you see that?
No.
Stephen Breyer.
That's who she replaced.
No, they just said that he was retired.
Yeah.
So that was the process. So he's officially out.
He's
and
officially out.
Sworn
she's officially in. Yes.
Dang, I'm disappointed. I was thinking maybe another spot was coming free.
You know, can I say this? And I want y'all to know I'm not like one of them evangelicals and stuff. But all I'm going to say is God works in mysterious ways. And hopefully we can see a few more changes because we need it.
Yeah.
We need it. Like.
Damn, I'm like low-key like disappointed right now. Like that was the process. Her getting sworn in.
Yeah.
Him officially getting down.
Yeah.
Damn.
And it's funny because not going deep, we said we wasn't.
No,
so it was funny.
We're not, but go ahead.
And that's why I said I'm not going into the cases. But when I was talking to my mom, and I was like, I don't ever wish bad on people. But if some of them, slipped and fell down all them long stairs and just mysteriously could not work no more, we had to replace them, I wouldn't be sad.
Like if they went mountain climbing and all this, didn't really know what they was doing. Yeah.
If just, I don't... Hey.
Yeah, we're not definitely not wishing that on nobody.
But if for whatever reason they feel the need that they need to retire early right now, I take it.
Yeah. Yeah, my man, like having too many cases of alcohol poisoning, they got to be like, hey man, you need to take some time off or something.
No.
Yeah. All right. Well.
But the shout out to the Black Girl Magic that's going to be sprinkling.
Shout out to Katanji. She's in there.
And giving them good writings.
Hopefully, I don't know. Maybe she can have some influence on one. I can hope. I'm a glass half full.
That's right.
Kind of guy.
The audacity of hope. Ain't that what Obama said?
Yes. I'm a glass half full kind of guy.
I like it.
And so I'm going to go with that.
I like it. I love it.
Versus the doom and gloom that we just feel like we're getting every day.
Well, right now, you know what? It's not doom and gloom because they're on recess. They're on vacation. So I don't think we're going to be hearing nothing for a good couple of weeks, which is fine with me.
They got, like we said, I ain't even getting to that. They did like about 3 more things though last week.
Right. That's why I'm giving our people some, you at least got a reprieve for the next couple of weeks.
Right. I get, yeah. All right. Speaking on last week's decision though.
On which one?
The last one, the one that
with
finished the week off.
With the coach? Or with the EPA?
The decision. I'm saying, I'm not last week. Not this previous week, but, last Friday.
Oh, the week before that.
The week before.
Okay.
Yes. The
big, y'all, I've been keeping up. See, I be with my stuff.
The big decision.
Okay.
Or one of the big decisions, because they had a few that week, right? Mm-hmm. But the abortion ban. Mm-hmm. Vasectomies inquiries are up.
I saw that. He's called the vasectomy king. Vasectomy king?
The vasectomy king?
Yeah, in Florida. Hey, he said he went up from...
Appointments is backed up.
Yeah.
900%.
He said that he was usually getting an average of 4 to 5, requests. He was like, since that came down, he gets about 15 to 20 per day of requests.
Hey, I mean, look, guys, that's guys stepping up. Guys, you guys step up. I mean, look, if you ain't trying to do nothing with it, man, shit, get that shit snipped.
And it's reversible. So when you ready, you go back, they connect, and y'all can get it popping.
Hey, man, I don't know what I'm doing, but the option is there, fellas. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm really good at pulling out. So, you know what I'm saying? The option is there, fellas.
Look, don't be telling our listeners like that is for real birth control. Because accidents still can happen with that.
If you're like great at it, though, if you're great at it, you're great at it. All right. Got to emphasize your strengths. All right.
Well, I think, especially if they roll back contraceptives like they're trying to, I think the vasectomies is going to go higher than what that already is.
They need to go up. You know what I'm saying? And use contraception too.
But that's what I'm saying. They trying to.
I know they trying to roll it back.
So if they roll them condoms back,
they trying to roll it back. Privacy in the bedroom, man. Look, yeah, man.
Them vasectomies, I think, will go higher.
You can tell Clarence Thomas didn't get no pussy.
Well, I'm gonna say, have you seen his wife?
I'm just saying. I mean, and I wouldn't want it.
They in old age now. Some old people still be.
Yeah.
They don't seem like that kind of couple.
I mean, we have things in place to make sure that old folks can get their shit in now.
For real, they just don't seem like that kind of couple where I'm just saying,
Yeah.
And he don't seem like such a catch either. So, I mean, you can tell where people been. You know what? I'm going to say this, and I mean it.
You saying he don't be beating it up?
Wholeheartedly. No.
Clarence don't be beating it up?
No, let me say this. And this is even to our wonderful listeners. If you that invested in what's going on in somebody else's bedroom, that means yours is kind of dry. It's got to be. Because I've never been that invested in somebody else's bedroom like that.
I concur.
Wait, I could care less.
They say facts.
I could care less. Like,
facts.
I'm from the pro. If that ain't my, cup of tea, then I just don't do it, So I ain't trying to regulate what nobody else got going on. And when you that invested, that means you might need to switch it up.
No, but hey, fellas, right? It's like she said, it's reversible.
Lot less side effects.
Lot less side effects. And if you want to keep fucking, I mean, the way things are going, you're just going to have to take measures.
And that's even for married couples, because sometimes look at food going up, everything going up.
That's for sure. I mean,
that's family planning.
Especially if you're married and you're trying to knock it, you're like, hey, we're going to go ahead and snip. You know what I'm saying?
Man, because if not, your bedroom about to be kind of dry too. Because I'm like, food costs this, we already got two. We can't afford it. So if you try to,
hey, everything is up in the stores, man. Every time I go to the grocery store, I could just be going to get like some bread. $30. It don't matter what I get. $30 and up.
It was funny because one day I went for my mom, right? And I'm not a bacon eater at all. But she wanted some sausage. So, I'm in that area and I'm looking. And I was like, it was some recipe I was thinking about doing. I was like, you know what? It calls for bacon. Maybe I'm going to grab a thing of turkey bacon. And I saw they had, I'm talking about because of the way I eat right now, like I wasn't getting regular bacon. Just go with me here.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But it was the regular bacon that caught my eye first. And it was $15. But it was like a small
that
pack.
Was a thick cut?
No. It wasn't even a thick cut.
For real?
And that's why I was like,
no,
I'm glad I don't like bacon like that. Because
everything is up.
It's crazy.
Everything is up. Like $1.50, $2. Everything is up. I've been, and look, 4th of July. Tomorrow, 4th of July, or Monday is 4th of July, right? So this comes out on the 5th. So yesterday, I'm just saying, I'm not like trying to celebrate, but I am trying to eat, right? Okay? So I do like to cook some ribs, all right? It's a nice day to cook some ribs. Everybody is around to eat ribs, right? So that's how I go. Man, the slabs, though.
Yeah.
The slabs, they hidden.
That's how I felt Juneteenth because, that was our thing. We actually were having family over to do the family thing for the first time because usually when I would celebrate Juneteenth, I lived by myself. And so when we was getting the ribs, my mama was like, yo, we might need to come up with another plan because I was like, Ma, let's just go on and drop this 30 on them. It's just us.
I'm like, for like a rack, though. For like a rack, 25. I found some shit yesterday for like $15 a slab. And I was like, you know what I'm saying? Thanks, man. That's crazy. It's crazy. Gas. Yeah, hopefully that, I saw some things. Hopefully that's going to go down.
Well, I saw they were supposed to be doing a gas boycott. So I went ahead and got my gas on Friday. They was talking about doing it through the weekend because of it being such a big holiday. Like gas companies are. I'm
glad I got mine already.
Right, are expecting to, like this is a big weekend.
So I guess I'm indirectly boycotting, which is.
Yes, but it's kind of hard to do because sometimes you really got to get where you got to go.
Get where you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
people gonna be getting bikes and scooters like really soon. Like, can I throw this in here? This was a funny moment I
saw
had
a little
this week.
one-person car that I was really like looking at. Like, what's this?
I can't
What's
do
that
this
little?
with you.
What's that?
You know how Vacay Barb is usually our story person, so I got to throw this story in.
All right.
So we teach this thing called social emotional learning at the schools, right? And so for one of my lessons this day, it was about needs and wants, trying to get kids to understand that everything you think you need is really not a need. Sometimes it's really a want, right?
Right.
So what my slide was supposed to do was put up the different things and you were supposed to tell me, was this a need or was this a want? So it was a scooter and the kids was like, it's a need. I was like, no, baby, that's a want. Please. And it's like me, I like to understand how the kids think. Right. So I said, okay, since we can't agree, because there were some kids who were saying need, so we're saying want. I said, well, baby, why do you think that's a need? He said, because when I'm tired of walking out, so I can ride.
He's just keeping it real.
Right. I was thinking, I was like, oh, see, they think of scooters the way we think of cars. Like, if I got to get a long distance, I'm damn sure not about to walk. Right. So I had to be like, okay, baby, I understand where your thought process is. So let's just say
the landscape
you don't have
changed,
to get the top of the line scooter versus the scooter that's still gonna get you to where you gotta get. And he was like, oh, okay, then I was it was just the funniest thing because I wasn't expecting that, you know, from some first graders.
He was like, this is my world. Like, you talking, I don't know, all that shit you talking is, nah, I need that scooter.
Right. He like, a couple of more blocks, I got to get on the scooter. I ain't walking.
And now we got birds and stuff. Like, transportation game has changed.
Yeah.
It was, they were like around and like nuisances for a minute. They were just everywhere and like as they were trying to get on. But now I see them like kind of, you know, spaced out. And it's kind of like, it's part of the transportation model now.
Yep.
Like, people hop on, and if you want to hop on for fun, you can do that.
Or if you're just trying to get to work.
I would advise some gloves or sanitizer.
Oh, yes.
You know what I mean? Because
it's going back up.
I'm just saying, you don't know who was on that thing before you.
Yeah.
You don't know who was on that
thing. And I heard bikes are having issues being kept up, too, because, you know, of getting parts is hard and people are buying in such a high demand.
Because gas is high. Yeah. The gas, what they say? The gas is too damn high. Who was that? Remember that shit when it was the campaign? That was
when gas was actually low.
Yeah. He was like halfway where we are right now. Dang.
You know, my people's in Atlanta, it'd be so funny because gas started to get about $4 and they was just like, shit. And I'm like, yo, we about to hit at 6. So I feel for you, but
hey, this is the time
we could trade.
This is the time to couple up so y'all can share gas, all that.
Or really start only going where you got to go, and that's it.
You know what I'm saying? Be like, hey, baby, can I take your car? All that. We getting there. It's getting there. Shit. I don't know.
Hey.
Hopefully it goes down soon.
Yes. My pockets will be happy.
I was reading. It looked like some things may start to change around August. So cross your fingers.
Crossed
them. All right. Hey, they making a remake of The Wood, but it's gonna be a series. It's gonna be a series, The Wood. You don't think you're not with it? You come on. I know you don't like remakes, but you can't be like anti every remake.
So here's the thing, okay? I'm not anti all remakes. It's just got to be something that where I'm like, okay, I can see it. A lot of times when I
understand we're in a new generation.
I understand it, and a lot of times when they do that with classics, they mess them up.
But it's not. You don't have to worry about it messing up because it's a TV show, and don't worry about it messing up because it's not. It's a classic, but it's not like that.
It's one that remember I'm talking about for me. It's not one that I want to see. Oh, what would have happened, during today's times?
I don't even know where they're going with it because they haven't said where they're going with it. All they did was announce a cast and I saw one character, maybe that was person that was on the original.
No, two.
Two?
That were on the original.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Richard T. Jones.
Uh-huh. And then you remember the girlfriend whose house they end up at when he gets sloppy drunk?
Yes.
She's going to be in it.
Is that
with her same role.
Is that Tamala? That's not Tamala.
Yes, but I couldn't think of her last name, so I didn't want to come off like I'm a girl hater because I actually like her as an actress.
She used to get it in. She had a nice little run. She hadn't been around in a while, so I'm glad to see her back in something. Actually.
But I just feel like I did see that it was like a thing to it, that it was supposed to be this.
No, I haven't seen the synopsis.
That's what I'm saying. I saw the synopsis.
Okay,
and it's supposed to be this generation's like version where you got the three friends and like they're going to be going back in time, but based on like this time period. Okay. And it's just not something that again, we all know that I'm going to support anything from
like what if it's hella good?
So I am going to watch at least the first couple of episodes. Did you watch The Fresh Prince? I saw the first episode.
You only saw the first episode?
Yes.
You didn't see no.
For two reasons. One, I wasn't that into it.
Ashley. It was actually pretty good.
No, but I'm just saying it didn't like pull me, but I had every intention of trying like the next one. Mm-hmm. But I don't believe in paying for subscriptions like that. So it wouldn't let me watch past the first episode because I wasn't paying for it.
You don't believe in paying for subscriptions at all?
I wouldn't say at all. We have Hulu, we have Netflix. But I'm not trying to have, and that's the thing that is starting to bother me, because that was why a lot of people, got away from cable because it got so expensive. So in order for me to watch Fresh Prince, I gotta have the Peacock.
It's the thing.
And then if I want to watch that other shows that like I wanted to see, I gotta have.
It's a whole bunch of streaming subscriptions,
which then cost.
No, you're right. I was just curious.
Right. So no, that's why I said that, because it'd be different if I found something like for Hulu, for instance. I pay for that because it has a lot more that I can watch all in one place. Right. As opposed to you telling me I gotta have all these different ones.
Hulu's a different kind. Yeah, Hulu's a bigger aggregator and just has more shows because they have all the stuff that's on regular TV replaying, and then they have their original content. I was just asking. South Park has an episode. What's crazy is they have their normal show, right? But they also have a Paramount Plus thing going on with them, and they do like longer form content on Paramount Plus than the half-hour shows come on, for the regular seasons. Mm-hmm. They have a new special on just that, the streaming services and the way it's like turning into a thing, and it's so many, and it just gets split and diluted because now you're like, wait, I want to watch all this, but now I can't even find it. Now it's here, it's over there. So, there's a thing to that, and as they grow and you see like, wait, so you got Paramount, then you got Paramount Plus, you got Discovery, you got Discovery Plus, you got ESPN, you got ESPN Plus, like.
And then they put in, which I know it's a marketing thing. They put they know that you want to watch most
behind the paywall
in that plus part, and so it makes it harder. Because for instance, I have BT, right, and so we have that like it's paid for. I don't pay for it. So when people go, I thought you just said I don't pay for it. But my point is, when they dropped the Martin special, and at first all I heard was BET, and I was like, okay, cool. And it's like, nah, it's BET Plus. And I'm like, so I had to pay to have, and it was just not, I was like, I'll just wait till I go to somebody's house that already got it.
Right.
Like and before people say that I'm cheap, again, we are living in different times.
We just talked about how much like a yam is $3. All right. Just gotta get you fire sticked up.
Hey, that'll work.
Ding.
That'll work.
And then maybe we don't have to worry about these things. Things.
I'm going to try it because it's actually on a app that I have access to. So I will at least see the first episode or two. Because again, we all know that even if I'm critical of something, if it's our demographic, then I will
give it a run.
Yes, but let's just say that's not what I'm excited about.
Okay. All right. Because you be giving the remakes the business.
Cause like there are certain things that I'm like, oh, I would love to see that remake, right? Like there are things that it's like, okay, but then there are just for me some things that I just be like,
some of those things they do because it's a decent story, but it doesn't hold, like the time period doesn't hold. I don't know how, but like you said, the classic, I don't think the Wood is a classic. It's maybe like a hood classic.
For me, yeah.
Maybe like kind of a hood, kind of. It's not.
But
that's never when I go back. And I grew up pretty close to the Wood. I know, actually, one of the scenes from the movie, one of my best buddies, his like first baby mama, they filmed one of the main scenes in her house. Like I'm very familiar.
Dope.
Like we're walking through. I'm like, oh, we walking through. Yeah,
that's how I felt about the movie The Brothers, where DL and all of them. Yeah. DL's house was actually my homegirl's house in the movie The Brothers with Shamar Moore and stuff. That was The Brothers, not Four Brothers. Right, no, The Brothers. Yeah. Like, okay, so let me tell you a little short, quick thing, how I got that way about remakes. There were some times where I would hear something was going to be remade, brought up to date, that got me excited, right? Okay. So let me tell you one, and it hurt my heart, and it's fine if I get a whole bunch of bees that come after this. Carmen Jones, the original that had Dorothy Dandridge and Harry Belafonte.
The MTV remake?
No, but it did come to that. That's why I was going with it. But I'm saying the original movie was one of my favorites. Right. So when I heard it was going to be remade, I was like excited. And we all know I'm not like this super Beyonce fan or anything, but it also had Mekhi Phifer in it where, and I was a big fan of his. So I was like, oh, I'm ready to see it. Like, right. I was hyped. Like, where the popcorn and I got to see it when it comes out. And I was so disappointed.
Were you aware that they were making it a hip opera?
Yes. And that's why I was excited because I thought, okay, you bringing it up into this time period, like I was down. I was like, yes.
You didn't like Carmen?
No.
A lot of people like Carmen. No. I wasn't a big fan, but a lot of people liked it.
Then when they remade and they did the movie, based on, the story of Othello with, why'd you look like that? Mekhi Phifer was the lead.
So we might have a denominator.
No.
We might.
No.
Hey, we might.
No, because he's been in remakes of stuff that I liked. I actually like him as an actor. But I'm just saying, it wasn't him that bothered me.
He did wear that dread wig in 8 Mile.
What bothered me was more of the way the storyline, the way they updated it. Same with, what is that one where they keep doing and it's
West Side Story?
Yes. All the different remakes, they keep doing it to that. I'm just kind of like, no.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's like was waiting on the remake, especially if the remake just looks like the old shit. Like it's not even updated. Steven Spielberg just did that.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So it's not that I'm speaking from a place where I'm just like, I never watched one.
So you're just speaking from a place where the remakes that you were waiting on, you didn't like.
Right, and so that's why I don't like when people mess with my stuff.
It's so many shows like that we watched coming up that I didn't know were remakes.
Like what?
Scarface. So many movies that we watched are remakes of movies. And once I was aware of that, how many times it's been done in like movies that I grew up to that was the second version already, then it doesn't bother me that's it because it's always been done. Some movies are going to be good, some movies are going to be bad.
Right, and I think that's where I'm having a problem with now. I don't see them being as good as the originals lately. And that's just me. Because like you said, there are some that when you do it, it's like, okay, like Imitation of Life. When they remade that, I like the remake just as much as I like the original. Like, could watch either one of them and be content.
Right.
Some
of those ones that you don't like, is it because of maybe a nostalgia that you have attached to it already?
No, because I try to come in with a fresh.
Just because you try to come in like that, don't mean you come in like that.
No, because I'm saying I don't sit and watch it and keep going, oh, that's different from the last one, and oh, that don't. Like I literally be watching it like. Sometimes, like I said, remember with the Fresh Prince, I thought it could have been a standalone show as opposed to being considered a remake. Like, that was just me. So sometimes it's things that I'm like... It
was like a remake, though.
Right, but I'm just saying it could have been, what I'm saying, in thought process, the way it was set up, I could have seen that being a standalone show and not a...
How was so many factors from the original?
But they literally changed the characters.
Only somewhat. Like I said, they dramatized the show. But in general, like you said, you only saw the first episode. In general, all the characters were pretty much a now version of themselves.
Now
even
extra
Hillary.
Dramatized version of themselves.
It was a somewhat dramatized. It was not that over the top. That's what I'm saying. Maybe
okay, and that's what I'm saying. From the first episode, it felt over the top for me.
What it was, I think. No, I can't speak for you, but it was a shock because you didn't know what you were getting. And so as you're getting introduced to all of these characters, you know, you're seeing the differences. And of course, there's going to be some comparison because you know the original, right? I remember you spoke about like Hillary, like as far as how I think when it came through, there were some similar factors and there were some things that they changed, of course. You know, it's not going to be exact. But I think they nailed what they were trying to get across, what she was. Like I said, that was the comedic version of what this character was, right? So she was more over the top than maybe this person was over the top. It was how they approached it. Yeah, I think you probably would enjoy it if you watched it. No,
I guess that's why I haven't been so pressed about the fact that I couldn't watch it.
I do. I think you'd enjoy it if you watched it. It was an enjoyable watch. I don't know if people tapped in, but it was an enjoyable watch.
Can we just get just a lot more original? I don't want to keep seeing all these remakes. I just don't.
But what about if it's an original? What if it's a remake that you don't know is a remake? Is that any different? Because there's so many cases, like I said, we came up.
Right. I mean, and if that's the case, that means I probably never saw the original to begin with.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, it still can't be trash, even if it's not.
Of course, we want everything to be good. But what I'm saying is, you were saying, please come up with some original stuff.
Yeah, well, because you have to admit, even though, like you said, there were things that we did not know.
All the way down to like stuff that because it's so many things. I mean, all the way down to films that are remade that are like foreign films that we Americanized, or you know, vice versa, a foreign film that was an American film. Like, it's so much stuff that has already, like, the reference is already there.
Right, and I get that. And that's my thing is, though, even with you saying that, there was still a lot of more what I consider original content coming out at the same time we were getting these remakes.
We also wasn't getting as much content as we get now. We get a lot of content now.
I'm
We used to have like 3 channels. I mean, come on. Real shit. You had to, having to fill up 3 channels that don't even play all 24 hours a day because they play till like maybe 2 a.m. Then it you used to literally see like, this channel is off. Like, right.
But I would still be okay
all these
with
channels
that,
with all this
though.
content you made. But
well, I'm talking about with the shows that you're bringing. Like, I don't want to keep hearing such and such is being remade. I want to see original stuff. I don't want to keep seeing that this is a sequel or prequel to this. I want to see original stuff.
What if they don't tell you? It's just
look. I just told you what I said.
All right. We off that. We good. I understand where you're coming from.
He likes to pick at me, y'all. I just want y'all to know.
I get where you're coming from.
It's just me and him on the couch. He can't pick on nobody else.
So it's just her. All right. Bow. Check it out. Ocean liners. You ever been on a cruise?
No, I want to go on one though.
I was like very pro cruise until I really like thought about like being stuck on a enclosed situation in the middle of the ocean for a prolonged period of time. And I don't know if I'm pro cruise anymore. Maybe
I think you got to go with a good group of people for that not to matter.
But regardless, you like on a big ass ocean liner, you know what I mean? People be on the cruise ship.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you with people that, you know, you could turn up with anyway, I don't think it's going to matter.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, it's, you know, you're there for a week or 2.
Mm-hmm. So and you dock at some places.
You dock at places and get off and all that and you go do the thing. But, you know, so you start seeing people. After a while, you start getting familiar, right? And it's a lot of partying.
And drinking.
All right. People tend to meet people.
Okay.
And when you go on vacations, what happens on vacations? Sometimes stay on vacations. People tend to do stuff.
I need to learn that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I bring vacation back with me and I need to stop doing that.
Yeah, baby. Vacation. You be like, oh, that was fun. Right? So you had too much fun. All right. You got to be able to be like, all right, that fun is over. All right. But look, people get on vacation, start, you know, getting a little loose, losing their inhibitions. And so I was reading the article. I don't know if you saw it.
I did.
There was a cruise.
But I didn't go all into it because I just laughed off the title.
The headline? I had to go see what happened. I got the video too. I went and looked to watch the video too. All right. So there was a cruise line, Carnival Cruise Lines. There was a threesome that occurred between patrons on the cruise.
Okay.
And one of the people in the threesomes, significant, found out. I don't know if they found out during or after, but afterwards, but they chose violence and a brawl ensued. Said brawl got up to 60 people, 60-person brawl on the cruise ship.
They couldn't have all known each
over
other.
the threesome. No, but after a while, you just fighting. Like,
right.
oh, we fighting?
Or somebody got hit by accident and now
they could have all known each other. That's not true. I mean,
you think all 60 knew?
It's possible.
I mean, I know that people do like, reunions sometimes on cruises and things like that, but
it's possible. But like I said, you on the cruise. You've been there for a week and a half. Like I said, you didn't seen all
right. No, when I said known them, I meant like we all 60 came together.
I know what you meant. I'm
like, somebody had to been just sitting in the wrong place and got hit. It was like, fuck that. Like, that's a lot of people.
You could have been like, or you might have seen somebody that been pissing you off all week. You're like, I got action. I'm about to sock this thing in the side of the head.
So, let me tell you where I have an issue with what you just said. What? So it was a threesome.
Yeah.
And one of the significant others that I'm assuming was not in the threesome.
I would assume.
Found out and chose violence.
Yeah.
But my thing is, how you choose violence against the other people that were in the threesome when your significant other decided to be in it?
Alcohol. See, look, you're so logical. you look, you are. I look. And
look, my logic keeps me out of a lot of shit. Okay.
You so logical, and I like it, but. Like in general, and this is generalizing, right?
Yes.
A lot of women usually don't take approach from the logic standpoint. A lot of times it's the emotion standpoint.
And you know what?
And that could be perception.
That keeps me out of a lot of shit,
okay, but.
Because logically, I just be like, trust and believe. Let me say why I say that. If I chose violence, I had already thought about all the logics and I wanted the smoke.
No doubt.
No doubt. So
when you choose violence, you chose violence.
You
didn't have I wanted the smoke. Don't do temporary insanity.
No, I don't. I do not.
When you go, you going.
That's right. When I'm on go, I'm on go.
Premeditated pretty much.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Because I'm a logical person.
All right. So because when I'm hearing a very logical response to, you got to think, these people are on a cruise. They're not in their right mind. All right. You're not. You're probably in your other mind, out of your mind, something like that. You're probably not in your most logical thinking mind frame.
Well, because my mind frame also shit like that, because I'm gonna assume that the other significant other knew that her significant other wasn't gonna be okay. Him or her wouldn't have been okay with it. So me placing myself in that situation, if I was the significant other that was on the out of that, before I chose violence against the people that were in it, I probably would have just made it pop with somebody else. Like, I'm a vengeful person.
Okay, so you could, because what I was gonna say is, where were you where this was going down? We allowed you. Are you a heavy sleeper? Or were you were you off on your own mission, tangent, rendezvous?
Or know how you said people usually go in groups. So for all you know, they could have been you could have said, "Oh, I don't want to go do that excursion."
So you was off keying with them,
and your piece decided they was gone.
Hey.
And so that's why I said if I was gonna choose violence in that situation, it would have been towards my significant other and not them, which might have meant that somebody else I was eyeing on that cruise might have got. Oh, so and now you would have had to feel it.
So you was going to end up in a 60-person brawl anyway. Because
because it would have been like, what you guys fuck for? You just had that threesome. So you can't.
But what I'm saying is if you went and you found some action, right? You don't know with said action that you found, what was going to maybe.
Nah, I do my homework.
No, but something.
Because if you on a cruise for that long, you know what people there with people and not there with people. But you don't know
if something else was eyeing what you was eyeing.
I mean, right? That's their fault that they didn't move quick enough.
I'm just saying, feelings. That's what I'm saying. Emotions and feelings get involved with alcohol. We on the boat.
But I'm just saying, it sounds like that significant other started that brawl based on what you told me.
Maybe she said the right thing to something about somebody else.
You notice he always loves loves to throw twists and turns.
I'm perspective man.
Ain't no twist and turn.
No. Look, I don't normally do the arbitrary. Y'all be doing arbitrary situations, but I am perspective man, so I like to look at it from a couple different angles.
And you said it's because I think on the logically, my smoke would have been towards my significant other, and if it bothered me that bad, then my get back would have been towards them. I wouldn't have necessarily chose violence on the other two.
I'm just thinking on the cruise ship, because of, like I said mind states and what people tend to be doing, drinking and smoking and all that on the cruise ship. You're probably not gonna just be like all the way focused, like I'm thinking about this correctly. It's gonna be some emotions gonna be involved.
Because
there's gonna be some emotions involved.
Again, because I can only put myself how I know myself. I've been on that level, and still my vengeance is always aimed towards
your significant. So you don't never care about the person who they cheated with. You always at the person that
not in a scenario like what you just gave. No. Okay. And I've been in and I'm like that vengeful. Okay. Let me get back
now what
over
if,
there.
If now let's take that scenario for instance, right? Because we said
and notice I said that scenario.
I know. That's
let me preface that because some of our listeners are friends with me, so don't be in my DM going, "Girl," but you know when.
I'm only talking about this scenario. I'm only talking about this type of scenario, right? You on the boat,
okay?
Right. Like I said, everybody cruising.
Okay.
You in the club, you're not at the club over here. We at the bar over here.
Right.
Everybody sees everybody. Mm-hmm. Everybody sees people's significance. Mm-hmm. Right. So like I said, this is already somebody that's already dipping out, doing something while they significant is doing whatever they doing. I don't know what they was doing. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Where you was.
But we can't assume that it was bad.
We can't assume. Just saying, we know where you weren't. All right. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, I see a lot of times people, because I was going to say women, but guys also, because people get jealous. Like, they'll be like, hey, you knew I was with. So it's like, you went and did this old shit. I feel disrespected because you knew what it was. And you still, like, even though you don't know me, right? Mm-hmm. And you don't owe me shit. You saw what it was, so I still feel like you disrespected me. You know what I'm saying? What about that angle? You don't, that's
I've been in that angle, so, and I definitely.
No, what I'm saying is you don't have any of that in you?
Yeah, and for that's what I'm saying. I've been in that angle, and then, I would have smoked towards that person because sometimes I just feel like, damn, come on now. Like, we got to do better. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you on this boat and you got all these people and you knew what it was, like,
yeah,
come on. Like,
that's what I'm saying. So you definitely would have gotten the 60
right,
person, bro. You would have been fighting. You'd have been fighting.
Not, you know what?
You'd have been fighting. Alcohol.
It just depends.
Alcohol.
Not because, so let's say, like, in your scenario, right? Let's say that person's significant other wasn't in that threesome neither, then I probably would have banked that person's significant other. And that would have been my get back. It wouldn't have mattered. Ooh. It would have all been about, I'm getting back at you and I'm getting back at him.
All right, so now do y'all just piece it up and y'all good when y'all go home after that?
You mean me and that's my significant other? He might not be my significant other after that.
I mean, but you went and did your thing, so y'all piece it up.
No. That ain't how I operate. I am a vengeful person. That's what people don't understand. You got your revenge, though. Yes, and a lot of times I get my revenge, and then I still kick your ass to the curb. So you just vindictive, period. Yes. Look, then what do you mean? I believe in being honest. I can be very vindictive. That's why I tell people not to cross me.
Yeah. I'm just curious, because I'm out here, like,
because I'm also a very sweet person.
Because you got your revenge. You got your revenge. I mean, hey, if I'm on the boat, I'm probably saying, I'm going to probably just go fuck as many people now as I can while I'm on this boat.
And then when we get home, you do you, I do me.
No, we can get back together now.
Hell nah. Hell nah. Because you got your ass on this boat and disrespected me? No.
No, but after I disrespected you, you disrespected me.
No, because let me tell you something. When I get my get back, in my mind, I didn't already have the intention that we ain't gonna be together after this. Oh. So
how not just like I'm gonna get even. It's no getting. You're not really getting even.
I'm getting even and I'm bouncing.
Oh, okay. Because sometimes people get revenge to get even, and they feel good, like I know that I got my city, and maybe he might not even know you feel good about it, and you can get on with it.
Oh, I'm gonna let you know I feel good about it. I've been down that road before.
All right, now what if you do that and it was trash? Like you went and you did that. I
ain't gonna tell you it was trash.
They cloud 9 off the threesome. You could tell, you be like, what you been doing? You could tell something's going, like you had a little too much fun. Where you been at? And then you figure it out. You go get revenge. Shit is trash. You know why they was trying to fuck somebody else.
He'll never know it was trash.
Right, you know why they was trying to fuck somebody else. You're like, that got it.
I'm gonna play it up, even if it was the trash of the trashes. He won't know. It could have been trash, and I'm still going. Oh,
you got that, and then he gonna be hitting you. He gonna be like, really? It was that? It was that?
No, I'm just saying, if it was trash, my significant other ain't gonna know that old boy was trash. Like,
you gonna show him off?
What you mean?
You gonna show? No.
That would have been a one-time smash. It wouldn't even been no need for no show off. Like,
okay.
Hey.
Nah,
that's mislogical. Like, no. I think shit.
I mean, I probably would not be, down to deal with that because I'm not with trying to see my significant with nobody. So,
I agree.
I probably would have been part of the brawl. Probably how it would have went down.
But then what would have been your deal with your significant other after y'all done had this 60-person brawl? You still gonna be with them?
No, I'm right.
Oh, I was like to say, like.
No. I was asking you.
No, that's a no for me. That's a big no.
Yeah, I was asking.
But I'm also not a brawling person.
But that being said, I mean, that kind of situation is like super disrespectful to me. That's because I wouldn't say that for me 100%. Now, this is not an invitation to no women that I'm ever with to be out here cheating, but I don't know if that's necessarily depending on how deep the relationship, that ain't necessarily like the.
But I mean, if it was enough for you to want to fight somebody, I mean, damn.
I said on the boat, that situation, that's disrespectful. Y'all on vacation, you on another vacation now.
Right.
No, we
and that's what I'm saying. It sound like the significant other, was it a man?
What's crazy?
Because it almost sound okay, man. I know I be coming hard at y'all, but that's what it almost sounded like.
Was it a man? Nah, man, guys don't cheat.
No, I'm talking about was the significant other that was left out of the threesome, because it seemed like.
Oh man, your girl got. Oh,
but let me tell you why I say.
I'm just trying to. How would that feel?
My thing is that you still can't necessarily have smoke for the other couple because they may not have known, what the deal was, and you up there ready to brawl with people who just like, shit, I thought we was just getting it off. I didn't know, I
got smoke, nigga. We got it.
You gonna have smoke with a dude even if he didn't know the deal?
I don't have to be rational.
See, this is why my logic keep me out of a lot of shit.
No, I agree. What I'm saying is, in that kind of time, I don't have to be rational. I don't.
Man.
I have you get a not
I need y'all to put y'all smoke where it needs
you
to
get
be.
a not rational pass for like a brief time period. You got
only towards the person that it should be aimed.
Not rational means not rational. That means don't be with the person who I'm mad at. You might catch it too.
See, that's how I know some of these people that ended up in the brawl were just innocent bystanders.
They don't identify
the way the couples were set up.
Yeah, they don't identify. It's just there's an eyewitness. Like I said, we got a video. We're gonna probably put the video up on the pod, so people see. Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, y'all gotta hit us and let us know, like, how y'all viewing it, because
I want the people that did it, like, to anybody that was involved in the brawl, like degrees of separation. I hope like we know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. Hit us up,
man.
That'd be. Yeah, that's crazy. And that actually sounds fun too. Cause like when you go back to the room, it's Liddy back in the room after the brawl, y'all gonna be like, whoa, nigga, that was crazy. That's all light up.
If I got to fight behind some shit my dude that did, he better be prepared to sleep outside on the deck.
Wait. All right, see, look.
No.
When you say got to fight, do you mean like have to fight? Like I heard that different. That's why I'm asking.
Yes, you know what? Let me preface that. Not even just my dude. If I got to fight behind some shit that then went down with people I'm with, whoever was in that room better be prepared to sleep on that fucking deck. Cause I'm gonna be about it. Cause I have my people's back.
But your temperature's still gonna be up.
You got to go. You got to sleep outside
I was asking. Some people really like to fight, so that's why I said I took that. Like, cause somebody like if I got to fight,
like, cause I'm not a fighter. But one thing about me, like, my loyalty go deep, right? So it's sometimes I ain't gonna ask no questions. Like, if you fuck with one of mine and it's about to be that type of situation, I'm gonna jump in. But let me find out that it was behind some dumb shit with you. You better be prepared to sleep outside on that day.
So you that's a good friend though. You the friend that like, I got your back when the shit is going down, but then afterwards I'm gonna come see you if you was on some bullshit.
You sleeping outside. Okay. With the fish and the cold. Because I don't fight. I pay too much half the time. Because when you think about it, when you're going on trips, you do it big, right? So I didn't pay to get my nails done, my hair done. And after a 60% brawl, you already know how people walked away looking. Nah, you got to sleep outside. You just got to.
That's it. You outside.
Got to.
That's my dog right now, man. I tried to make an appointment at the groomer for him.
Mm-hmm.
And they told me I gotta wait till next week. I'm like, bro, you gotta sleep outside, dog.
I'm mad that this made you think of your dog.
You gotta sleep outside, dog.
I'm just saying, I've always been like that. Like, even with family, if we gotta go there, all right. But if I find out.
So you're not like because some people fight to squash beef, right? Like, like dudes, that's something we do. Mm-hmm. Everybody can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't do it. But a lot of times, you got the issues, get out there one-on-one, get it out. Sometimes we just got to like pent up masculine frustration we got to get out. You can get that off and then you're good. Some people like, hey, nigga, you punch me, we got a problem forever. Some people can't get over that, right? That's what's going on with these youngsters now. They can't fight. Right, and nobody's down to lose a fight, so they get to shooting, right? So,
yeah.
But some people can't. Some people can do that. Some people can't do it.
Yeah, nah. No.
That's
especially not at this age now.
That's like some. Is that toxic or is that just like some?
I think sometimes it goes with the loyalty thing, and that's why I take disloyalty really big. Because when I was in college, that was my thing. If we all rolled together, we all there, and some shit pop off, I'm gonna have your back. But if I find out, it's also.
How many fights you got into in college?
Only a couple, and there was never no shit like no one-on-one. Like I started some shit type of thing.
So it was always like a brawl?
And a lot of times it was accidents.
Like y'all was jumping people?
No, it was more like shit'll pop off because like you said, you add alcohol into the mix. And a lot of times how I ended up in shit would be me trying to break shit up. Like get my friends out. Yeah, and then I gotta hit you back because I wasn't even trying to have a smoke with you. I was really trying to get my friend and go, like
oh, you didn't hit me.
Or it just,
No, I am not trying to get no more fights.
Right? I just feel like we too grown.
I'm not trying to.
And if I'm going on a cruise, I didn't spend kind of my money on that. Them things ain't cheap. I ain't trying to be in no brawl on no cruise ship.
But once we brawling. We going.
Right. And that's why I said if you were to call or on some bull.
Once we going. Fuck it. We going.
You got to sleep outside.
We going. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. All right. Man. Let's see. Oh, speaking of brawls. No, this is not a brawl.
What?
I've been seeing online chatter
about
a possible versus matchup that people are starting to want to see.
I'm glad you brought versus back up because we got a little bit to go with that. But you go on out.
All right. Well, okay. Well, we talk about versus. I like the whole versus energy, right? So since the pandemic, it's been a few that I haven't watched, but I've watched most of them. So I've had this matchup though. We've probably discussed it on here. I know we've discussed it me and friends, we've thrown it around. But now people are starting to talk about it, and this is the dream matchup for me. I don't know. I don't actually think it'll go down. But Chris Brown and Usher. Now Chris Brown is getting another run on this show. You know what I'm saying? We get this Chris Brown love, right? Because we talking about Chris Brown a couple weeks ago. But this right here, this is not a talent. This is song for song. Because we never talked about songs that day when we had that discussion. We were just talking about talent, right? Well, this is versus. And so this is songs mixed with talent because at this point, they're performing too. Mm-hmm. What do you think about that matchup?
I don't want to see it.
You don't. Okay. You don't want to see it. Do you think it would be a good matchup?
For me, in my head, no.
Why not?
Because, okay, my bias with verses, and I know I can't always have things my way, right? I like to see the verses when I feel like the matchup matches everything for me. As in, like, I know you gave me that look, but like, okay, Patti LaBelle and Gladys Knight. That was a matchup I could see. They were in each other's time period, basically your whole careers, right? Vocal, everything, cool.
Chris Brown and Usher share a lot of time.
Right, I know they do, but what I'm saying, for my head, again, thinking my age, right? Growing up, there's Usher, right? I was a little bit older by the time Chris Brown became the thing for me. So for me, there's still kind of like a Usher, and then
Usher
Chris Brown was built off of Usher.
Usher was definitely around first. Chris Brown came afterwards.
Right, but I'm just saying for me, it was like a build off of. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, again, this is just me. Y'all don't shoot me. It just is not in the same for me. I think, I'm a Chris Brown fan. You know that. Like,
but this is songs.
I know even with the songs, it's just not what I want to see. That's not a matchup I want to see.
This is like a perfect matchup.
No, not for me. It's not.
You're going to get comparable showmanship from both. You both have strong songs. No, you're not going to get comparable showmanship from both.
I'm shaking my head saying that's not what I don't know. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see them against each other.
I don't understand it. I'm lost. I'm lost. You got me lost.
But you know what's crazy? Because I was talking to my homegirl about this very matchup, and when I said it, she understood what I was saying. So when you're like, no,
I'm lost. Like I said, I mean, like I said, this is a song matchup.
It's like different. No,
different what? Generations?
Yes, for me, it does feel like that. And I know what you're saying. They were out kind of at the same time, but you got to remember, when Chris Brown came out, I was still looking at Chris Brown like little boy, Usher, grown man. So they're not same generation for me.
I understand the
So that's why I'm like, no, I don't want to see it.
But they still competing somewhat in the same time period.
Right, and I didn't say they weren't, but they're just like two different, no, it's not what I want to see.
But everyone has to be a matchup from their own generation?
I enjoy it more when they are. That's me. Like when Bobby Brown and Keith Sweat. Same.
No,
I'm saying those are what I enjoy.
That's easy, but what I'm saying is...
Or even this one that just happened with Omarion and Mario. I prefer those type of matchups more than I do when you're picking it like that. That's just me. I'm different. We all know I'm different. So.
We do. We know you're different.
I like what I like.
We know you're different. I just think that seems like like I said, as far as what you representing on the stage, both of them have strong songs. Both of them have a strong catalog. The shows will be a comparable show as far as showmanship. Both of them, artists that sing and dance at the same time. But I don't think it would occur. So I think this is a fantasy matchup anyway.
Why don't you think it would occur? Because everybody seems to be on the bandwagon of doing it. So
I don't know. I think maybe later for like Chris Brown. I don't know. Usher too. I don't see Usher doing this. As far as like the artists that have done it, I think that they're still too... Usher's not in his prime as much as Chris is in his prime, right? But I think that's something, I don't want to compare it to like Dancing with the Stars because it's not that, like, it's not a has-been thing. I don't look at it like that. I just think that they're too, at their hilt. Chris Brown's still like majorly trying to sell tours. So I don't know if he would take that and take it from there to that.
Well, I don't know about that because when he was on Drink Champs, it sounded the way when they would talk about verses, like it would be something he would be open to doing. So that's why I'm like, I think it could possibly happen. Possibly. But what I did gather from him, it has to be somebody that he feels is worth doing it with in order for him to do it.
It's not many people in this landscape that's going to be able to get up there with him.
Right. So, I mean,
Yeah, not that many people. I think this would be an awesome matchup. Now, on the other hand, we got that. Donnell Jones said he wants smoke with Joe.
I would watch that one.
You think Donnell Jones got enough songs to go with Joe? I don't even like Joe.
I'm not even the person to ask that question to because, again, we've talked about how...
But Joe didn't been around and he got him.
Right. But you know how I am? When we used to listen to actual albums all the way through, there are songs that I'm like, oh, I like it. And by the time we talk about it, people are like, that was never on the radio. So that's why
it don't have to be on the radio, but I think it has to be somewhat recognizable. I don't think it has to
and that's what I'm saying. What's recognizable to me may not be
radio
to other people.
Songs, because it's hard for a person to have that many radio hits. You can still have strong songs.
Well,
songs
Joe
had
some strong radio
That's why I think That's why I think you don't have a chance. But I said me.
Right.
You're right. I don't think he has a chance. And like I said, I don't even know why I despise Joe's music so much. But I've always just not liked it.
Yeah, he's not my... Okay, and that's why I said I might be a little bit biased because I would put on and listen to Donnell Jones
I don't even know
where
that hater vibe comes from. With it's
was this another issue with a girl?
No, it's not.
That crushed on him?
I'll be sure. That was the only one that I felt like that about. I don't know where this hater vibe comes from.
Well, like I said, I would listen to Donnell Jones before I threw on Joe. However, Joe has some hits that for me that I like that most people be like, oh, I never heard that song before, because a lot of the songs that I tend to like by artists were not,
the main.
Right. So that's why when you ask me, did I think he had songs that could go toe for toe? For me, it's hard for me to even remember what would be a song, all the songs that necessarily people, I
think that says enough right there.
Because I'm saying when I think of all the songs I like, I can't remember if this was a song that people...
It's not going to go.
Or not.
And then it's not going to go.
Can't say that because I can say the same thing with Joe songs.
But Joe at least got him. He got him. When they start going off, you're going to be like, oh, I know that one. I know that one.
You don't think Donnell Jones got songs that people do the same thing
Where I Wanna Be. That one and two more. What I'm saying as far as the general public. Now, Donnell Jones might have songs that he wrote for other people that I'm not aware of. Right? And you can do that kind of stuff at Verzuz.
Right, and that's why I said we got to be careful with that because, on this last Verzuz, that's what people thought. Yeah, and then by the time he started Mario started doing it, people forgot that some of them things were jams.
That's not why I thought he won. I thought he won because...
well, we know why he won.
because Omarion sounded bad. I think he just approached the shit wrong. I think he took a bad approach.
Right.
Mario is the stronger singer.
Right, but I'm saying sure. I'm not talking about you. I'm saying when they first dropped it, I heard a lot of people saying Omarion's gonna wash him off top because he had more songs.
I said Omarion was gonna wash him.
Right, but then some of them people came back and was like, yo, watching it, I forgot that certain songs were Mario's songs that made them go, what, he had more songs than what I remembered him having. That's all I'm saying, that Donnell Jones might hit with some stuff that you still might be like, shit, I did forget that was a Donnell Jones song.
That's what I'm saying. He may have a couple, but come on. Joe got him. He stayed on them charts. He stayed on them.
I don't care for the matchup, but I would be there to watch it just because I like their music. Okay. So it's not a matchup I want to see. No. But I like their music. For me, Verzuz has become a thing of a concert where sometimes I don't necessarily agree with the matchups, but I like those artists, so that's just what I be wanting to see.
Cool. That's, very much so. Very much so. I mean, the matchups aren't always ideal, but it's I want to see a good show, and now they're starting to give good shows. I didn't love watching KRS-One wasn't looking forward to that matchup, KRS-One and Big Daddy Kane. But both of them old niggas showed out at that shit. And so it was a good concert. I know what I did know was KRS-One gives a hell of a show and he really cares. So he's going to go all out. I haven't seen Big Daddy Kane in years. So I didn't know what that was going to be. He impressed me too. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's why that worked out dope. I wanted to see that for the individuals, but not necessarily
for the matchup.
I still don't think it was a great matchup like that. But,
So can we talk about how this last one is still dragging out this week? Okay, so can I say something all right, so When J-Boog took the dig.
I don't know anything else that happened since
Okay, that's what I'm about to tell you.
You put me on.
When he did this 4-page letter, like it just let you know he had a
4-page
it was long
letter.
Of the aggression that he had. And I'm not saying he right or wrong, right? But when he said basically that them wasn't Omarion's vocals on there, right? And so I was like, okay, all right, wasn't really thinking about it. But then I kept seeing people talk about it like on YouTube and stuff, how Mario had took the same dig on the show and was like, those are Lil Steve's vocals. And so I was like, what the fuck are they talking about? So, I had to go look, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they were talking about the guy from Troop, right? And I did love Troop, can't lie. All right. So I end up hearing two of the, what do they call them when people are shopping songs that they made once? Yes. I heard the 2 demos to those songs. I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of hard for me to be able to say that J-Boog might not be telling the truth because it sounded like the lead vocals sounded exactly like the B2K version. Like
Okay.
I was a little taken aback, where I was just like, oh.
So you mean the vocals that they were playing at the Verzuz?
No, so, okay, because we know them. So what he said was basically 2 of B2K's biggest hits, he's saying was not really Omarion.
Not Omarion.
He said that they still, no, they're saying it was Steve the guy from Troop.
Oh, okay.
Because they were like, what they did was, basically they kind of left the vocals from the demo.
They took his reference, they used his references in the name.
Yeah, okay. And so I was like, man, I don't know, maybe you just mad at him.
So is that who wrote the song? The dude from
Yes.
Troop? Okay.
And so
I'm putting it together.
Sorry.
I'm putting it together.
I probably should have said that. So for me, like, it made me really want to go, like, because I was like, man, I know y'all beefing, but you really, for real.
No, so he just giving up the dirt, what you're saying.
Yeah, and it just seems like, I thought they had things bad between each other before, but I guess they have really just come to the end of whatever friendship, brotherhood they had, and they just going for the jugglers.
Well, that's been going on for a while with them.
They've been really,
yeah, all that kind of. They've been fighting, cat fighting.
But this low,
yeah. I mean, shit. He just telling some industry shit that people probably already know.
Damn. Well, I'm just saying that was news to me.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay.
I just thought Omarion had too many songs in the bag for Mario, and I still think he had too many songs in the bag. I just think he didn't play it right, really.
And I know you've said that about other verses where you like people had songs in the bag and then you didn't feel like they played cards right.
Verses is about performance. It's about catalog, but it's also about like how the order that you put them in and how you pull them out.
This is the first verses, honestly, that has had so much happen afterwards that has made me want to actually go back and watch it. Because, I don't watch a lot of them. Like, I might see a clip here and there. Y'all tell me about them. But I think for me not to be such a drama person, it's had so much drama that I want to go back and watch it.
It's juicy.
Yes.
You like it.
I want to see when they was like, they took all these things. I'm like, now I feel like I got to go back and see it.
You like it.
Hey.
She liked the drama.
Man, I just... Put it this way, I think, and I'm hoping it don't come to that. I hope they can figure it out. But the way they coming at each other, I don't see, how when people go back and they do these reunion and bring back old groups.
They just did that.
No, I'm talking about as they get older.
Yeah.
Because you got people seeing people's babies, mamas and all that. I just don't see them being them groups like how we see a lot of them old groups,
you think them old groups
now.
Don't be fucking with people's baby mamas and stuff?
Man, if they do, they ain't dragging them like we do now. They just didn't
have social media.
We got it now.
I know.
And people still be telling all the juice.
No, and some of that stuff comes out. And if you know where to go to look, you find more.
For real, there's a site I be going to be here.
Yeah.
We're going to talk offline because I wonder if it's the site. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? I just feel like even when we saw the drama with the other groups, I don't know. This kind of seems kind of spicy to where I don't know if I'm thinking they going to be on.
You know what's crazy? I just do not care about B2K enough for like this to really do anything.
It's just funny to me.
I know. No, I mean, this is like Omarion has a nice catalog and B2K had their time.
Right.
I know they did, right? But they're just like such a bubblegum group to me. Like how I think, just how I feel about them. Like this doesn't, I told you, Lil Fizzy, Raspberry,
stop doing that.
Omarion, and J Boogie.
Don't do that. I'm just saying, because I think long term, and it's funny now, even me seeing like a lot of the summer concerts that they'll put together of the 90s, right? And so you bring all them. I'm just saying, I thought that that's what it was going to be as time goes on when you look at like the 2000s. And I'm saying, I don't think we're going to see that with them.
Groups performing don't get along all the time. They come together for the check. It was a lot of times for like as big and as big thing as Wu-Tang was, they didn't always get along, or they don't always get along, but they will come together for that check and go back about their business. So they've had their ups and downs. It happens.
Yeah.
So.
We shall see.
We'll see. I got one more story for us to get at right quick. The FCC commissioner calls for Apple and Google to remove TikTok from its app stores.
Why?
Because they are saying that they're saying pretty much China is using TikTok to get information and data that they shouldn't be getting, and it's a security risk.
Okay.
Pretty much the same thing that was being said before. That's what was being said before. It's come up on a few occasions. Donald Trump actually was trying to get that shit knocked out because he was saying it's information being, that they're harvesting information, and they are. Looks like they are. I don't know what that information is, but so many people are on their phones so much that
it's no telling what they're getting.
It's no telling what they could be getting. It could be sensitive information. It could be just information about behaviors and habits. You never know exactly what it could be. And in this day of analytics and all this stuff, they can, they can do so much with this information. So we'll see what happens. I think this is significant, though. I think if for that to have happened, I think something significant is going on. So I would keep tabs on it.
Hey, it might be time for somebody to make money by coming up with something like that if they gonna ban it.
Well, people you see Instagram has attacked it. It's other people that's trying to do it. But TikTok is something different about it as far as how it shoots the stuff out. You know what I'm saying? It's a little, and it could be because of what it's there for. It could just be the algorithms in it and how it's set up. But it sets up a lot of times for like more organic growth for like people, because people can get on it and it will just shoot your shit out. It's not sitting there saying, hey, your first 5 friends didn't love this immediately. Like Instagram. Gotcha. Instagram will shit on you if people didn't jump on your post immediately.
Right, like we don't have lives.
Yeah. They like, no, people didn't it's your notification, all that. So I think this is something significant. And if it puts a dent or takes TikTok out of the landscape, then that's even more significant because I think TikTok is the most visited website, like even over Google right now.
Wow.
Or app,
We'll have to see.
Or the most searches, some shit like that. It's higher. It's number 1. Google is number 2. So it's prominent.
Well, I mean, I think at the end of the day,
it's engulfing. Like once you're like on there, you're like on there. Really, you'll be on there like scrolling that shit because the way it scrolls and shit, you'll be on there scrolling for an hour and you'll look up and you're like, I'm supposed to be in bed.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I guess it depends on what they're getting because at the same time, I feel like now with us having phones and all these, I'm an Alexa person and all that, it's no telling what anybody's getting at any time.
That's for sure. But it's specifically with this, like I said, security risk.
I'm wondering what the security is. Right. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I can't necessarily say that that's a bad thing. So,
because we don't have none of our privacy. We already know that. But it's just a matter of what can be actually done because of that.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. I'm wondering what exactly, but I know they're not going to tell us, but
Yeah. Well, yeah.
We can't get out of here without
what's up?
The thing that I saw this week that we got to talk about. Okay, so I be on my shows, right? And my show, The Shy, is back. So tonight I'll be watching. Okay, and I'm so glad we,
The Shy is back.
Yes, we record early enough so that I can see it when it first come out. Because, I got to see it the way I used to watch BMF when it first dropped, okay? My show, P-Valley, is back.
P-Valley is back.
Hey, so I've
been watching it. I'm not caught all the way up.
So I won't do no spoilers. However, you know that it's been some controversy this week.
I do.
So, Lil Duval.
What happened?
We know he basically stated that he feels that it needs to be a warning before, when for certain acts, right? Now, I saw the episode.
But let's first, before we get into telling, all right, look, P Valley, if you don't know, P Valley is a show.
Down in the valley where the girls get naked.
Hey, it's a show about a strip club in
it's not
Mississippi.
Is it in Mississippi?
I think it's Chucalissa, Mississippi. Chucalissa, Mississippi is the town that they're in. They're in a town.
Do you know I didn't even know what state it was? I just knew it was Chucalissa.
I only think it's Mississippi because her girl name is Mississippi. It could be Alabama or anything. So
right.
I'm honestly lying. Just
now I gotta go back and look because I'm pretty sure they told us.
I know it's Chucalissa, but I know baby girl name is Mississippi.
Right.
All right. Okay. So it's about a strip club in almost like a town. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even call it a city. It's like a country town.
That they still have a lot of back south.
Right, yeah, right. So, yeah, people in the South understand. And the strip club is grimy, and it is run by I don't know what Uncle Cliffy, I think he just identifies as a gay man. I don't think he's trans.
Right. I don't think he's trans either.
He presents, he's a very flamboyant. I think he's just a flamboyant dressing gay guy. But that's who runs the strip club, and I don't know if he's the main character, but if he's not the main character, he's one of the top two. Mm-hmm. Right? And so because the club has a lot of nudity, it's very realistic in the way it presents, right? And Uncle Cliffy is a main character who has scenes on there that just get kind of crazy.
And now we have the females are interacting with each other. So sexually. My thing was that I saw this particular episode, and let me preference something when I say this. We all know, the way I watch shows is not necessarily how a lot of people watch shows. So, and I'm not knocking nobody, but, my friends say they can't stand that about me because I'll be watching something and I'll be completely turned off because I'll be like, that wasn't realistic or this was out of place. I'm that type of watcher, right?
Okay.
So I also don't like things that, to me, be having nothing to do with storylines sometimes. So when I say critiques of things, it doesn't matter what it is for me. I watch it that way. So I saw the particular episode. I know you made that face. It was a reason I said that. And I saw the particular scene. And for me, I thought it was a bit much for the storyline.
All right, so you got to tell them. I didn't see it.
So it was there was a scene between Little Murder and another guy.
Not Uncle Cliffy.
Not Uncle Cliffy.
The other buddy that got out of jail?
Yes.
Damn, I knew something was up with that. I knew something was up.
See, I wasn't trying to spoil it for people.
I knew something was up with that. I'm going to just say that. I felt it. I'm like, nah, this is deeper. This is deeper than what they showing.
Which is why I think a lot of people watched all the way through. Let me tell you why I say that.
Okay, wait. First, tell them what happened. All right,
okay.
Look, so
there was an explicit scene with Lil Murder and the other dude, right?
All right.
But the way they set it up was, because at first you remember when the other guy came in, a lot of people were sitting there like, there's something.
I don't want to cut you off, but
okay.
See, you really reveal. I thought Uncle Cliffy was definitely involved in this scene.
No.
From what I was hearing. Okay, go ahead. I know, now I know.
So when I saw, people, of course, like most people, when you get new characters into shows, you're trying to figure out how they fit into it.
Right.
And so as I'm watching it and I'm watching them interact, I'm like, yo, I wonder if they had something, because, okay. So then when it happened, it got graphic and more graphic and more graphic. And most people would say, well, why didn't you just fast forward if it bothered you? The way it presented, because you got to remember, anybody who really watches the show, Uncle Clifford is really out.
Right.
Little Murder is not.
Right.
And so in the industry part of it, I was thinking, oh, he about to get found out. So I could not fast through it because I wanted to see, and somebody gonna walk in and he now gonna get found out.
But Murder's people know what's up with him.
No, they don't.
His manager knows what's up with him.
But you gotta remember, while they on this tour, there's another manager and stuff who does not
It's
quite
another
know.
way. There's another party that I don't know if you know. Okay, he doesn't know, but his main manager knows. He remember
Does
he called.
he?
Yeah, he called. He didn't call him fucking. He didn't doing the things on the other occasions.
Okay, but everybody doesn't necessarily know his get down, and this other manager that is on the road, Mississippi's manager, does not know. He thinks that there's something up with the other guy, but he don't know that
they got a situation.
Right. So I just knew
I don't think nobody knows they have a situation. I'm
saying I don't think the other guy, the other manager knows that little murder even swings, a different way.
Okay.
And so because there was a scene that led up to that, I thought, oh, this is going to be when he walks in and happens to see this, and it's about to be.
You thought this was going to be like an outing.
Yeah. So that was why I said I watched it, because the whole time I'm sitting there going, what does this have to do? This has to do with, they going to clock in and it's going to be. And literally it went from graphic to more graphic to more graphic till I woke up the next morning. I was like, what the fuck did I just watch? And why? Why y'all didn't warn me?
They slow played y'all.
Yes. And so let me say this. When I say this, why I say I agree with Lil Duval, for me.
Wait, you got to tell him what Lil Duval said.
Lil Duval basically said that he felt like when you're going to have a gay scene like that, there needs to be some type of warning going into it, because not everybody, is with that. And he wasn't calling out anybody.
What he specifically said was there needs to be, he said, hey, yo, P Valley, y'all lost me. He said it needs to be some kind of warning when y'all do that, because it can throw people off when you're not used to it.
Right.
Right.
And I can understand that. But I want to say the reason why I agree is because I would have agreed whether we were talking about a heterosexual scene or two women.
It was that graphic.
Yes. For me, I don't watch shows to just, if that was the case, I'd watch porn. I didn't watch that show.
I mean, but sometimes sex is on shows.
And I understand there's a difference between when there's sex on the show and especially when it goes with the storyline.
Sometimes there's gratuitous sex on shows.
So I'm telling you why, right, but I'm telling you the type of shows that I particularly watch.
Right.
And so if I know that I'm watching that type of show, then I'm not shocked when I see it, because I know what I sat down to watch. I wasn't expecting that on P-Valley, even though they've had sex scenes. We haven't had a sex scene like that, is what I'm saying.
It was like
that.
Okay.
So for me, and I'm saying that it wouldn't have mattered to me if it would have been a man and a woman. I would have still came out saying, what was the point of that?
Okay, now, I didn't see this one, but they have delved into that stuff, that kind of stuff before. And I've said before on here, I do have a problem. It feels like they're trying to make everybody comfortable faster than they may be ready to be comfortable with TV. And I understand that they're attempting to normalize it on some front, because everybody wants to be able to see themselves on television. Right? And so that is why there is so much. Now, maybe I think that they're maybe going extra with it because they're trying to catch everybody up or something, they're like, it seems like they're forcing it on us a bit. Now, in saying that, sometimes you see stuff coming and you're able to, like me, because that's not what I care to look at. Just like people that watch horror movies and they don't want to see the murders.
They fast forward or they turn their heads.
They fast forward or they turn their head. That's the same thing for me. You know what I'm saying? But I can see it coming. I can turn my head. I know it's coming. Sometimes it do seem like they try to play gotcha with the scenes. Like something else is completely going on and then it drops right in the middle of some action that, like I said, I didn't care to see. So some sort of rating, I feel like could be
I agree.
viable. I didn't know what that could be because I felt like putting a rating on that specifically could be a little alienating.
Right. But I think, and that's why I think when we were kind of briefly touching on it, I think when I say it should be a rating, it should be more like how we do degrees to stuff, right? Like I expect to see nudity. It's a show about a strip club, right? I also at this point know that we're going to have a sex scene or two because that's what's been in the show before. But I think once you start to, and this is for any show, and again, it could be straight, to women, whatever, I don't care. I think it should be a label of graphic sexual acts or graphic.
Like graphic violence.
Yes, like it should be to let you know, like, this ain't our normal level. We're going above on this episode.
You could be onto something. You could be onto something because that's what I was thinking. Like, how do they for lack of a better word, section it off. You know, how do they put it, categorize it? How do they categorize it? They can't categorize it like homosex or homosexual sex acts, because I think that is already kind of captured when you think nudity, because nudity could apply to anybody, right? But like you said, and then they have violence, right, and then there's a level when you got extra violence. I've also seen domestic violence, right? They now put that on there. I've seen domestic violence warnings. I've seen suicide warnings, right? So I could see a graphic sexuality warning. And it doesn't have to mean homosexual sex, and that's what I need people to understand when I say that. And it could apply to any, because like you said this scene was over the top. Right, more than what we've seen. And I've seen it, sexual things with Uncle Clifford. Right. And I was like, all right, but this was over the top. Yeah, like, so something like that, they could have that warning. And then, like I said, I think they do be playing gotcha. Right, but the other shit, man, just keeping it a buck, not being just looking at it down the middle. Like I said, nudity is nudity. There's to be some shit I don't want to see for sure, but just like I said, like a horror movie. When we watch horror movies, or shit, when you watching movies when you were a kid coming up and there was sexual stuff going on the screen that your parents didn't want you to see, they took you and told you to cover your eyes, or they covered your eyes, or whatever. So that's always been a thing. Right. Right. So I'm not going to be immature and make it more than what it is on that front. That falls under the thing. But the graphic shit, like, I'm glad I missed. And I probably won't watch that episode. You said you probably not going to watch that episode? Not. Yeah, I'm probably not. Are you going to brace yourself for the new episode? Okay, wait. Now let's talk about what happened after Lil Duval said what he said. Because Little Duval came after him. What Little Duval tweeted, what he tweeted. And he tweeted about 5 tweets. And what he was saying was just pretty much, like you said, they maybe need some kind of warning if you're not used to that. And then he went on to state, like, stuff that he's used to, he's not tripping on that, and so forth. If you want to go look into it, it's out there. But there was a reply. Yeah, from one of the writers. There was a reply from the writer of that particular episode. And he replied, "Hey, this shit ain't changing. The gay ain't going away." And I don't know if Duval was asking for the gay to go away. Because if he watches the show, he knows Uncle Clifford's gay, right? I think we all understand what the show is. Right. I think we're kind of trying to be mature sitting there watching, because Uncle Clifford is the, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like, if that's not what you're used to, he's something to get used to. Right. Right? Shit, definitely. But so the person said that, look, it was going to stay. He said the dude said it wasn't going away. He said, so if this ain't what you want to see, you might want to choose another show. I don't know if that means that it's going to be continuously graphic scenes like that. I hope not. Because if it's like that, I'm probably out too, honestly, because that's not what I'm there to watch. I don't want to say accept, but I know what the show is now. I watch it. It's a good show. Sometimes you got to make a nigga have to turn his head because he's getting kind of crazy, but that's what it is. And I have to, again, it goes back to, for me, the premise of the show, right? Like, and this is, again, me, and this is no slight to anybody. I know what the show is about. It's about a strip club. We know the owner of the strip club is who he is. I don't personally want to watch a show that's going to be where the whole hour now people are just having sex with each other. That's not what I would want to see, whether we talking about, whoever. Now, you were stating earlier that you didn't feel, you said, like extraneous stuff, like stuff that you don't feel is part of the storyline. Yes. Do you feel like that? You feel like that was extraneous? Yes, because considering what you're saying, I don't. Let me tell you why. Because I think when it started and we figured out, they was more than just homeboys, I got the gist of that, right? And like I said, I only continued to watch because the scene before set it up for me to think, he about to get I don't mean when I'm saying this, like, gratuitous, like, do you think the scene was, of course, over the top? You said it was long. That's why I said it had nothing to do with the storyline to have to go that long and that graphic. And that's what I mean. When you say had nothing to do with the storyline, it definitely had something to do with the storyline because they were establishing that relationship. But I don't know how long it was. So, and that's what I'm saying. For it to be that long and for it to be that graphic,
Then you got past where I was like, but how is this going to tie into the storyline? Because the storyline, we've already gotten that they had a relationship.
All right, look, what I'm going to say is from hearing that is they just wanted to really show y'all how gay Lil Murda was.
But I got that from when he was messing with Uncle Clifford.
No, they wanted to show y'all. They wanted to show y'all.
And I got that from when he's messing with Uncle Clifford.
They wanted to show y'all. They wanted to show y'all because the difference with Uncle Clifford, and I don't know if that makes any sense, but Uncle Clifford presents wild. He got a whole different look. Not saying that that's something that you're gonna be into. But this was like a showing you like, dude, it's just like it looked like a I won't say common thug, but he looked like a street nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just look like a regular nigga.
And that's what I'm saying. I got putting it in, but I didn't need
it to be that long.
All of that in order to get that. And that's why
I'm so glad I didn't watch this episode.
Like that would be like, okay, Mississippi got her dude, right? And you know how like they was kind of going back and forth and all of that. And then, you know, they've had some issues where like there was a scene where she to kind of get him on the side.
Spoiler alert.
Well, yes, if you haven't saw anything this season, there was like a scene where you kind of see how the dynamic of her and her baby daddy's relationship of sometimes she gotta put the loving on him to get what she want, right? If it would have went that long in that graphic, I would have been like, dude, we already got to the point that she's having sex with him to be able to get out the house. I didn't need all that for it to be that long and that graphic for me to understand this played into it.
They were pushing boundaries. That's what I'm going to think. I'm just, you know.
But I'm just saying to show like, if for me, it's not about two guys or none of that. It's just, you know, for me, once I get the gist of it, I don't need extra.
Game. Vern hit me. He said, and then he hadn't seen it either, right? And he's behind. He's not even.
We know he'd be behind everything.
He's not even up on it. But they were talking about it, and he like, hey man, you seen that P Valley episode, man? They talking about it. And I'm like, I don't know, and so I just hadn't seen it. And I read the Duval thing, and I'm like, whoa, it sounded like it got crazy on there.
Yeah. But here's my thing with Little Duval, and really with anybody, and I think people have to learn to understand and accept that everybody's allowed to have an opinion. And although Little Duval sometimes, he could be with his opinions, I don't think he was disrespectful in what he said, and I don't think it makes him homophobic. I think a lot of times, then that's what I got from this writer, people don't have to be homophobic to say, this is not what I want to see.
That's the thing. That's why it's crazy in this point where this little weird space that we in where you can't ask questions and it's obvious that things are changing and the viewpoints on things are changing, but then there's offense taken when someone is trying to get clarification or just trying to understand where you're coming from. It's like, nah, like I'm sorry that I don't know that you're saying that your lifestyle that was maybe not as widely accepted, or maybe you had to live in the shadows somewhat before, and it's not like that now. But we're supposed to just understand everything, and it's
right.
It's not gonna be like that.
Because me and my friend were talking about that, and I told her that's the thing that bothers me because, like, everybody can only talk from their personal thing, right? And so I see sometimes where people are like, well, if you don't like this, that makes you homophobic. Like, for me, I'm like...
I'm not scared.
Right. I'm just saying...
No, what I'm saying is you're right. Like,
with me, I don't like PDA of any type, right?
Okay.
Let me preface by saying this. I don't necessarily, when I go outside and like I'm chilling in the park with my little cousins and stuff, they're still kids. And I'm taking them to a place that I'm thinking I could take kids. For me, PDA of any kind, I don't care who it is, I'm going to be kind of looking like, y'all could, like, once it starts to get too far, it's like, yo, you know that saying used to be, get a room, right? I feel like if I said that about a man and a woman, okay. But if I say that about two guys, it's, oh, you're homophobic. Could it just be that I'm not trying to see anybody make out in the park? Like, because that's not what I went to the park to see. Like, just not saying, oh, you particularly need to keep it in your household. That's how I feel about people in general. Like, everybody don't have to see, like, we get it, y'all like each other. Like, you don't have to do all of that. And that's just me. And that's why I think people are so quick to say, like, and I liked something Little Duval said where he was just like I don't want to see I love my mama. That don't mean I want to see her fucking either. Like, stop trying to make it seem like it's always about somebody just being against a certain community. People, like you said, sometimes if that's not what you're used to or that's not what you prefer to see, when it's like that, you kind of are like, I don't know if this is the road we going down. I don't know if I really want to watch that show. And he has that right without being judged.
And don't be calling me homophobic just because, I mean, I'm not calling y'all heterophobic. Just saying.
Right. So,
just saying.
Like I said, I like P-Valley.
It's no shots, but everybody got to be understanding of everybody's understanding or slight lack of understanding and trying to figure out what's going on, especially if you're trying to understand.
Right. And I don't think he was trying to have no slight. I actually agree with him.
I fuck when with it Duval, comes man. To having that's like my spirit brother.
A thing on, some type of warning. The same way if I was watching something and somebody was brutally raped, I would have wanted to be warned that this is what I was about to walk into before I walked into it. So I don't see, and like you said, it used to be when we were younger, the warnings weren't that vast. And now we're in a time where I'm seeing
way more warnings.
So there's nothing wrong with it. I think if you're going to have graphic sexual content, I guess that's the best way to put it, then there's nothing wrong with a warning that says graphic sexual content, because then that's telling me the sex that I normally see maybe on your show is about to be up a notch.
Next level.
Right. And I'm okay with that. If I choose to continue watching, my business. If I choose to say, I don't think I'm going to skip this episode, I'm going to watch next episode and they don't have that warning, cool.
Right. Yeah. I wonder what's going to happen on the next episode.
That comes out tonight.
Okay.
And I'm going to watch. And if it's the same as last week, I probably won't be watching anymore.
I'll check Twitter.
Do you need me to give you a warning before? I could do that for you.
Yeah.
I could give you a warning.
You could do trigger warning?
Yes. Okay. I can.
Okay.
I'll let you know.
I appreciate that. I do. I like down in the valley, but it gets a little wild.
And I think that's what a lot of shows, like you see them start out one way, you get invested, and then sometimes every turn just don't be for you.
Shows sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't.
Right.
Sometimes they're great all the way to the end. Sometimes they mess up the finale.
They only in the second season, no? I just need them not to do that to me.
Yeah, sometimes they, hey, this was coming. They just didn't let you know.
I'm about storyline more than watching people fuck, so I just need.
Okay, but it's a part of the show is a racy show. So
correct, and that's why I said I was not going in as a prude. Like I knew, but again, I need stuff to make it make sense for me.
I get it. Me too. Shit, 'cause I need the story, not that part. Right? You know what I'm saying? I need to what's going on with Mercedes and the mama and all that.
And she even had some scenes that I was just like, oh, okay. And at one point I was like, okay, is he gonna cut off or are we gonna keep going? Like, and it just was too much to me.
That doesn't bother me as much.
And see, that's why I said there's a difference, because for me, I just be like...
I know, but Lil Duval said that same thing. He said, like, when the other thing was going down, I ain't tripping on that because I'm used to that. But, like I said, graphic warnings. That's all we're saying. That should be under graphic warning. So that's 2 you got, because when you knock the other one thing, the alphabets all the way down to just the plus, I like that too. I like that too. Just the plus community. Yeah, hey, if whoever can take that and run with that, that's fresh, right? Like, all right. Right? I like that one. All right. You ready to go?
I'm ready to go because, I got to get ready for my shows tonight.
You ready for her show? All she about to do is go watch the shows and go to sleep.
I am, if it's not too hot.
It's been warm. I'll be having like the air conditioning and both fans on. I got a fan that hit me directly right here. I got the ceiling fan and
see, I can't do that.
It's humid.
I cannot do that because I don't.
You sign us up, you get to be having the.
Yeah, I wake up and I be sick every time, so I can't sleep with air going. So when I know I'm about to go to sleep, I usually turn the fan off. But then that humidity hit, and then I'm just up.
Oh yeah, I can sleep all through the fans.
I'm not happy, and my friend was like, she said, "But you lived in Atlanta," and I was like, when the summer would hit, I used to be so miserable at night. I don't expect that here in LA. Because this humid is not a thing we used to really deal with like that. So now I'm just struggling.
It's just sometime. It's like usually a week or 2 out of the summer where this kicks in. And maybe my Houston folks, because my people get out here tomorrow. from Houston. Maybe they just like sent some humidity in advance so that they will be good when they touch down, so they'll feel like they'll be more comfortable. You know,
Yeah.
it's like the South right now. It's not hot as the South, but it's humid.
It's humid.
It's humid. It is.
And I don't like it.
And she don't like it. All right, I'm about to go watch Stylebender fight.
Who?
Israel Adesanya.
Who?
MMA. Israel Adesanya.
I know what MMA is.
Okay. Yeah. Stylebender. Good fighter. All right, so let's do our thing first. You want to sing? Or you want to sing the thing first? You want to go back and forth?
I didn't have my tea like Ray J, so I just feel like it's going to go in and out.
I have my tea. Look, did you do your exercises? Like,
no.
Did you see Ray J doing the exercises with his pops? I
did see like a thing, but I didn't click onto it.
All right, that's the.
But
you gotta go through the scales.
Okay.
All right.
I can't even do that.
I was working on singing when I was at home. All right.
We doing it?
Come on. We gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta go. It's checkout time. We about to check out. We're gonna send it back and forth. I'm gonna let Taz tell you how to get in touch with her. I'm gonna tell you how to get in touch with me. Tell you how to make sure that you're tapping in with the podcast, and then we're gonna get out of here. All right?
All right.
So Taz, let them know what it is.
Y'all can come vibe with me at Mocha Vibes on Instagram and Twitter. On Instagram, it's mocha_VYBEZ. On Twitter, it is all together. And if y'all actually talk to me, I probably would be on Twitter a little bit more because I like to engage on that place. And we got Mocha Vibes coming real soon, y'all.
That's right. Okay. Working on the weekend like usual. Hey. All right.
If you get an outro song, I gotta get an outro song, okay?
I didn't even do that on purpose. That was the God. All right. First, before I go, make sure that you subscribe and like and comment on our YouTube. Please.
Share.
I don't know if you watched the video, but we have video available now on YouTube as well as audio. So it's there. Make sure, like I said, subscribe, share, like. All that shit helps the algorithms, and we need help with the algorithms because we're trying to blow this thing up, right? Vern has an album. It just went to streaming. It was a Bandcamp exclusive, but it just went to streaming. It's called Idle Mind, all produced by our boy Kill. So go check that out. My boys from Nothing to See Here just dropped the tape. Your girl's gonna love this, exclusively on Bandcamp. So go check that out. I'm saying that was my due diligence. All right, now me. You want to follow me? I'm Club Dynamite on all the platforms. Change the U to a V. Really simple. Coolest ninja you know. Check me out. There it is.
I don't know. I think I'm cooler.
She's wrong. All right, she can get a little hot-headed. I'm cool. All right. That's simple. We getting ready to get out of here. I want to give a shout out to Vern, shout out to Shanni, shout out to Nikki Savage, shout out to Vacation Barb, shout out to Extendo!
Oh!
My guy. We love you all. Thank you for tapping in with us. We out.